What's going on? We back with the Boston Clinic. More y'all know what it is. Your boy CJ Goodfellow. One time for the one time we back grinding. It's a rumor. I'm gonna link the source into the description from Twitter. Dan Rayfield saying that Brandon Rios and Victor Ortiz is moving off or potentially moving off the August 4th date, and that they line this card up for August 4th PBC on Fox, regular Fox television. Andre Berto is going to be taking on Devon Alexander as the main event. I think Anise will be the co-main or the undercard. I believe in this order. Peter Quillen finally taking on Jalen Love. That fight has been rumored to be supposed to happen for almost a year. I think somebody got injured or whatever. I don't know what happened, why it didn't happen when it was supposed to. And Marcus Brown taking on Leland Castano. I don't know this guy. He's just inside the top 15 of the WBO. And he was a former Olympian as well. So it's supposed to be going down at the Coliseum, I think in Long Island, New York, or wherever that may be. Interesting card. I know a lot of people's looking forward to Brandon Rios and Victor Ortiz. They say that's moving to another card, and I have a hunch, and I'm not saying this is actual facts, but I have a hunch that Brandon Rios and Victor Ortiz will be on the undercard in L.A. for Mikey Garcia a week before that, with Mikey Garcia taking on Robert Jr. I believe it's going to be the undercard. I remember listening to one of Ellie Sackback's videos, and Mikey Garcia saying that Rios and Ortiz should have actually been on his undercard, and I think that's where it would be landed, because Berto and Alexander was supposed to be on the undercard of Robert Jr. and Mikey Garcia, Staples Center, Los Angeles, But now this moving to August 4th, and I think, Mikey probably called in some shots, and Victor Ortiz and Brandon Rios is probably going to be on July 28th on an undercard of Rios and on an undercard of Eastern and Mikey Garcia. So, this ain't a bad card for Fox. It ain't the cards that I want. I want the big fights to be on regular network television, but obviously they have other plans, and this is the representation to casual fans of where the state of boxing is right now, and this is the fight that is supposed to drive casual fans to spend their pay-per-view bucks or spend a couple $13, $14 for the ESPN or for the Showtime, HBO, the Zone, and maybe a $5 for the ESPN Plus app. This is like I said, it's the representation for casual boxing fans. It's not a bad card, but it's not a great card. I think Berto and Alexander has the potential to be a solid fight. Like I said, Berto said he had retired, but maybe he's just buying time to make weight. I mean, it's a solid main event. I think it can produce explosive action, but it's a fight that Devon Alexander got to win. And it might be a must-win for Andre Berto, because Berto got beat up by Porter last time. Shit, he got beat up by Jesus Soto Karass when he injured his shoulder, you know what I'm saying? But Berto's always getting beat up. This is just another payday for Berto. And Alexander should come out on top. If he don't come out on top, I would, strongly consider telling Devon Alexander to retire from Kevin Cunningham. Because I thought he beat Victor Ortiz, but it is what it is. But, Andre Berto, he lose this one. He got to really contemplate retirement, man. Peter Quillen, Jalen Love, the Mayweather guy, Jalen Love from Inkster, Michigan, right around the local area, was a fabulous amateur. And that's how he got a shot with Mayweather Promotions. But for Jalen Love, he just legitimately couldn't make the weight that he was supposed to. He's supposed to be like 154 pounder. He never could make that weight. I felt that he was too small for 160. He couldn't make weight at 160. He moved up to 168. He's definitely too small there. Porky Medina put him down. Peter Quillen, he barely beat Deshaun. Well, he beat Deshaun Johnson, the guy that you're supposed to beat, but he didn't beat him as impressively as he was supposed to. So, I mean, at the end of the day, this should be a solid fight. I mean, both guys are pretty much on the same level right now. Peter Quillen, dropped his belt and never regained the magic that he once had at middleweight. Now he's moving up to super middleweight to take on a guy that really ain't a super middleweight in Jalen Love. Most people thought that, Peter Quillen could have been a super middleweight a while ago. They consider him to be a big 168-pounder. I favor him in this fight. I think he got more skills, and he naturally is bigger and got more power than Jalen Love. Jalen Love was a guy that could have got the James DeGale fight. Floyd Mayweather was going to get him that fight, but he wasn't on weight. He wasn't in shape. So Caleb Truex stepped in and struck gold and won that title from James DeGale. So it is what it is. Jalen got talent, but I just think he's so far removed from actually the weight class he's supposed to be at that, I mean, it won't matter how much talent he brings to the ring. And what his amateur status used to be, he gonna get beat up. Marcus Brown taking on this Castano guy. I'm not familiar with him. I just know he Olympian. He lost once in his career. I really didn't notice any notable names. I just glanced at his resume, but it's basically to make Marcus Brown look good in this fight, to be honest. He's still ranked number 1 for Kovalev's WBO title. The reason that he didn't fight Kovalev because he had a alleged domestic violence incident in New York, and Kovalev team deemed that to be on grounds to not give him opportunity to fight. The WBO, I guess, agreed, and Marcus Brown lost the opportunity to fight for the WBO title because of what's going on in his personal life, you know. So obviously, he needs to get, you know, things at home and things with the police on point, and you know, he needs to get help if that's the case, or he needs to, you know, make things right with the person that he was having these issues with, and then go for your title shot. You still number 1, and make things right. You know, you should be fighting in Atlantic City versus Kovalev on HBO. But now you taking this fight for probably short money. You're missing out on an opportunity, but it could be a blessing in disguise. You might not have been ready for Kovalev, and maybe you need a couple more fights or another fight to get back in rhythm. But he's definitely missed out on a payday and also an opportunity, because Adrian Alvarez could strike gold versus Kovalev. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody knows if Kovalev is actually back from the Andre Ward 2-fight saga. Because he hasn't been matched tough, and Brown brings some explosion in his hands, and ever since we thought he lost to Hot Rod, I mean, he's been on fire, knocking almost everything out in his career. But this is a solid card for Fox. It's a solid card for boxing. I would like to see more of the marquee fights on Fox, but I know Showtime wants to absorb and put on all the marquee fights, and I just think they really need to consider putting more marquee fights on regular television, maybe CBS, the Showtime parent company, or NBC, ABC, which is an ESPN, Walt Disney parent company, or whatever, regular television. But it's a solid night of boxing, and we'll find out where Rios and Ortiz move to. But don't forget, we got the new college sports page popping off. Me, the Cali Enigma, Colossal Sports TV. The link's in the description. Just support us. The S12 Team College Sports Most Wanted, college football and basketball. If you need to get in touch with the Boxing Clinic, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All that information is in the link in the description. And you got any business partnerships or want to collab, my business email is there as well. Don't forget to subscribe and share the videos. Much blessings to all the brothers across the YouTube and everywhere else. We gone.